Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you one of the most useful features every maker needs in Bambu Studio: how to create threads directly inside the software. To make the most of this tutorial, we'll use a practical example and design a simple container with a screw-on lid. Before we start the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any tips and tricks like this. Okay, let's start. We'll start by adding a cylinder. Next, we'll scale it. For this example, I'll set the diameter to 90 millimeters. You can choose the diameter depending on what you need. Next, we'll use the cut tool. First, select the cylinder, then click on cut or simply press the C key on your keyboard. Once this window appears, the only thing we need to do is click on Add Connector. And this is where we get to one of the best features Bambu Lab has added to its software: the thread feature. Select thread and you'll see several options. The two most important settings you need to understand are depth ratio and size. Size determines the diameter of the thread, while depth ratio controls how deep and pronounced the thread will be. In this example, I'll set the thread size to 87 millimeters, which will leave enough material around the thread while ensuring a proper fit. Another important thing here is to switch to the middle of geometry option. This will automatically place the thread right at the center of the object, making alignment much easier and more accurate. After that, we click on Confirm Connector. Then the software will place the connector exactly where we want to create the thread. From here, we can choose the type of thread we need depending on our design. Finally, we click on Perform Cut to apply the operation. And now our container is almost ready, but we still need one last step to complete the design. What we're doing here is creating a negative part inside the container. This negative shape will define the internal space, allowing the thread to be properly formed. Here's a small trick that many people don't know to perfectly center the object inside the container. First, let's scale it down to 80 millimeters. This makes it easier to control and position it exactly in the middle of the container. Here's the trick. The negative part must be perfectly centered. That means we set the X and Y position to 0, so it sits exactly in the middle. But the most important step is switching from world coordinates to object coordinates. This ensures the positioning is based on the model itself, not the global workspace, giving us a perfectly aligned result. Now we only have one last issue: the Z-axis position. We just move it slightly upward so it sits correctly in the model. Then we can go ahead and check the final shape to see how everything looks. Now we just wait a little bit to see the result. This step allows us to preview the final model and make sure everything is correct. And there we go. The thread is created perfectly, and the negative part is also correctly aligned. This is how we design a container with a screw-on lid that closes using threads. One last important step before printing: we need to go back to prepare mode. Then we rotate the lid by 180 degrees on the x-axis. This lets us properly preview the assembly and verify that the threaded lid fits correctly and aligns as expected with the container. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks like this. And if you have any questions or run into any problems, feel free to leave a comment below.